Hi everybody, Bryant Greening from Legal Rideshare. We're here today with Dr. Eugene of La Clinica. We thought it was important to bring on a medical doctor given that so many of our clients are injured in accidents and aren't entirely sure what to do after that event. Doctor, how are you?
Doing good. How are you?
Good, thank you. We really appreciate that you're on with us today to help educate our viewers and anybody who's interested about accident and injuries relating to accidents. Can you tell us a little bit about La Clinica?
Sure. So, well, first of all, thanks for having me and giving me the opportunity to share some of what we do. La Clinica is there are clinics that treat people who are injured. We treat most of the people who are injured at work, people who have sports injuries, personal injuries such as auto injuries. We've been around since 2005, and we're located mostly in Hispanic neighborhoods. We treat with a multidisciplinary team, so basically we do therapy. We also diagnose with specialists such as orthopedic surgeons, pain management doctors, chiropractors. We do physical therapy, and we try to help the patient through the process of dealing with this type of issue.
So often in our practice, we see people who have been injured in car accidents, rear enders, T-bones. We deal with people, you name it, we see it. What are some of the most common injuries that you see related to car accidents?
Yeah, so one of the most common injury that we see are neck issues, neck pain. People describe it as whiplash. Another term for that is muscle sprain, strain. And it could turn out to be a disc injury, could be instability or in the neck. Hopefully not a fracture, but we see low back pain, shoulder pains due to the seatbelt, pain in the chest. If someone hits their head with the dashboard or the steering wheel, not the dashboard, the steering wheel or the glass or the side window. Sometimes knee issues, knees going into the dashboard. That's what I meant. So those are the more common type of injuries that we see.
So what should patients look for? Let's say an accident happens, and what sort of symptoms should they keep their eyes out for to determine whether or not treatment is necessary?
Sure. So after an accident, many times, if it's a pretty serious accident, there'll be an ambulance that shows up on the scene. Sometimes people choose to go to the hospital. Sometimes they say, well, no, I feel fine at the moment, because they may have a lot of adrenaline rush going on, and they're not feeling the pain. They're just a little bit in shock. But people should look for, especially if they hit their head against any part of the car, loss of memory, headaches. Those are really, really important things. And if you feel that, then you should immediately seek assistance, preferably to emergency room. Commonly is to feel some neck pain, loss of movement in your neck, some bruising, possibly from the seatbelt or airbag in your face or your chest or your shoulder. So generalized pain. Be careful with the possibility of injuring your head. That could be an emergency type of situation.
So often we hear from people who say, the accident happened, I didn't feel pain right away, and then a day or two later, it shows up. How is it that you then link the accident to the injury if it wasn't instantaneous that they felt those symptoms?
Sure. So what we like to do is take a good history. A lot of what we find out of the cause of any type of injury is 80% from the history that we get from the patient. Have they had any type of pain in the past, similar pain, or pain, for example, in the neck? Has it been made worse by the accident? Like I said before, a lot of times people just don't feel anything right away because they're so concerned about what just happened to their vehicle, and later on they start feeling stiffness, generalized pain in multiple parts of the body, especially the spine, shoulder. Those are the main areas.
So we tell people all the time, if you feel anything, if you get in the accident, it's best to go get checked out, whether it's an emergency room or an immediate care or a facility like yours. You never know how bad the injury actually is until a doctor has the chance to evaluate you. So are you willing to see people soon after a crash?
Absolutely. What we do is we offer free injury screening, so people can call us and talk to somebody who's well versed speaking to people who are injured in especially car accidents, and they will ask them a few questions and then invite them to come in for a free initial consultation where we'll just discuss the case and see if there are recommendations, if a physical exam is necessary, if any type of testing is necessary or warranted, x-rays or any other type of study. So for sure, I think that if you get involved in a car accident, you're experiencing symptoms, call your primary care doctor. If you don't have one, come to a facility. Maybe sometimes it's even easier because facility like ours, you can pretty much call them. We'll get you in the same day because that's what we do. Emergency room, depending on the severity of the injuries, also it would be another option.
From the insurance claims perspective, which is the end that we're on, we see that the longer people wait to go in for treatment, the harder it is to get the insurance company to pay for it. So like I said, we recommend treatment either same day or within a few days after so that we can really make a strong argument that the accident was the cause of the injury. And we really take that quote unquote gap of treatment defense out of the insurance company's hands. So let's head back to talking about specific injuries. You talked that you saw sprains, strains, fractures. What's a general treatment plan for somebody who has those types of injuries?
Sure. So the most important thing to do first is figure out what it is. So the diagnosis. So we diagnose, we do a physical examination. It's not invasive. We'll basically have you move around a little bit. Perhaps we'll put a little bit of pressure in the neck, nothing to cause you to have more pain in the future, but just get a sense of the amount of pain that you're perceiving, that you're having, the loss of movement you may have. A couple tests also to determine where the pain is, what the pain generator is. That could be performed by doing maneuvers that doctors do. And then we can go ahead and take x-rays at the facility. That's another very common type of very quick diagnostic tool that we can use to see if there's any type of movement that we visualize as not being correct. And we can visualize it with x-rays pretty quickly and very non-invasively. So that would be first. So once we do that part, then we can determine with greater certainty what you have. Okay, well, looks like you sprained or strained a muscle. Maybe it's too early to know if it's a disc injury or something else. But regardless, we'd probably treat it pretty much the same way. Conservatively, with our team of doctors, we may get you on medication, on a muscle relaxant, on a very light narcotic, if that's what the specialist deems necessary, and we can go ahead and start you with some therapy as well. So that would be the basic start. And after a few weeks, we would do an evaluation to see where you're at. Hopefully you're doing much better. But if you're not, then we would progress on to perhaps other type of diagnostic testing or other testing, or perhaps even another consultation with another type of specialist in our office to see if they can provide another type of care that would be useful to getting your pain down and getting you back to the road of recovery.
So that treatment plan, it could be extensive if the injury warrants it. I mean, you've described medicine, you've described therapy, perhaps more invasive care. So many of my clients come and are scared at the beginning about the cost of this treatment, and they might not have health insurance. What I love about facilities like La Clinica and others is that you work with people who are involved in accidents and might not have the means to pay for it out of pocket. Can you talk a little bit about that?
Sure. I think you guys are probably the experts on liens and how that could be done. But definitely some of our patients, we serve blue-collar neighborhoods. Most of our clinics are in blue-collar Hispanic neighborhoods. Some people do have health insurance, private health insurance. Some do not. And we will go ahead and see them. A lot of times, if they have an attorney, such as yourself, we will go ahead and accept the physician's lien or letter of protection, and we can provide care. And all our physicians are actually at La Clinica, all our specialists, any MRI place that we send you to, if necessary, or any type of diagnostic testing you need, they would all accept the physician's lien, which therefore they can get treated today. Of course, ultimately, they're always responsible for the bill, but we will wait until the case is either settled or is has moved forward, and payments are then rendered. So you would not have to be concerned about paying today because there's protection under a physician's lien. So we go ahead and accept that.
Right, that gives a lot of people peace of mind to know that they can get the treatment that they need and they don't have to be scared to go get better, to go get the rehab, to go get the injection if that's what's required, to go get the medicine. To know that they can get the treatment, they can get on the path to recovery and not have to pull money out of their pocket is huge. So when you're talking about your role in the patient's day-to-day treatment plan, are they going to get to see physicians at La Clinica?
No, absolutely.
Great.
Their first consultation, like I mentioned, the initial consultation will be with a physician. That'll be a complimentary consultation. You'll come in and discuss your case, how it happened. We'll make recommendations, and hopefully on day one you'll choose. And most people do. Hey, you know what? I like what they are recommending. I like this place here. We'll go ahead and start care. So they will see a doctor from day one.
That's great. That gives a lot of peace of mind. So, yes. Dr. Zhao, I really want to take the time to thank you for talking with us today, talking with our audience. If I can just say in recap, it's don't wait to go get medical treatment if you feel pain after an accident. There are facilities out there who will see you. It's not going to cost you out of pocket right away if you don't have health insurance. There's really no excuse to not get the treatment that you need and then give us a call so that we can help you recover the costs of the medical bills, the wage loss, the pain and suffering. So we're lucky to have clinics like La Clinica out there to help facilitate the treatment and serve the community. So thank you, Dr. Zhao.
Well, thanks for having me.